Even if you're the world's best carpenter, the final step for a painted project is to caulk all of your seams. So today we're going to take you through the whole process. We're going to show you what products we like to use, from the caulk, the caulking gun, how to apply it, how to tool it, and if you stick around to the end, we're going to show you how to get a box of 8 different sealants from our friends at Sashco completely free. So John made up this awesome model so that we can demonstrate caulking for you. This represents a casing with a back band. We have base cap, shoe molding, windowsill with an apron and a casing leg coming down. And you can see a lot of these joints are nice and tight, but when this gets a final coat of paint, you will see, especially on white, you will see a black line anywhere where there's a joint. And there's some bigger ones that John left so that we can really, show you getting a caulk bead in there that's going to hide a gap that you may encounter because there's a hump in the wall or something like that. So we're going to cover all that today. So this is our model, and we need to load up caulk into our caulk gun. So maybe we'll talk about the caulk gun first. This is my favorite caulk gun by far. I've been using one of these for probably close to 10 years now. This is the Tajima Convoy Light. It's a $22 caulk gun. It's nothing crazy. There's much more expensive caulk guns out there, but I like this one a lot. Bit of a unique design, as this barrel is removable and the caulk is fully, contained within it. It's light, hence the name. It's made out of plastic, so if it falls, you're not going to damage something. And it has a good thrust to it. You don't have to squeeze really hard. I really enjoy it. The dripless feature is nice. Every caulk gun, or not every caulk gun that claims to be dripless, they're not really dripless. They still drip sometimes, but I've had good luck with this. I like it a lot. I have one at home, one in the van, one in the shop. So we'll have a link for this down below. That way you can check it out. Don't buy one of those cheap $3 caulk guns from the paint store or the home store. This you'll have forever, and it's gonna work a lot better. So we have our caulk gun. Now we need caulk. So when we're caulking stuff like this, trim to a wall or fillers to a wall, and it's a basic color like white, we like to use Big Stretch. So I've been using Big Stretch for years. I know John has as well. This is from a company called Sashco. They're out in Colorado. Really great company. We use all Sashco products here, and this is our go-to sort of standard caulk. It comes in a bunch of different colors. I actually have a little sample. They have, black, white, almond, all the standards, wood tone, really good color matches. And this is it. Big Stretch. It stretches like crazy, and it goes on really easy. Water-based, which makes it easy to apply. You see here, we have to cut the end, right? A lot of caulk guns have a little cutter on them. They don't work. Don't use those. So you need a nice cut here, because that's where your caulking is going to contact when it's coming out. So I use a utility knife, and it has some markings here, 1/8 inch. I don't personally use those. I just do it by eye, but I like to lay it down, and I tip it up, and then I come in and I cut a nice small hole. And that's at, I'd say, about a 30-degree angle. I love to put an angle here. When it's flat, I don't get a good bead. We're going to run it so that this is sort of parallel. So it's hard to caulk with your gun perpendicular to the work. You want to run it so that this flat is parallel. So our gun will be at a bit of an angle. All right, we're all ready to caulk, and these are the things that you're going to need. You need, obviously, your caulk and your caulk gun. You need a spray bottle of water. Some people put a little dish soap in there. I just go with straight water. Some paper towels, rags, or a sponge. And I like to wear gloves. We're going to be using our finger today to tool this caulk in. Pop on my gloves. This just keeps the caulk off your fingers. I find it's less about keeping the caulk off your fingers, but more about making it easier to get the extra caulk off of your fingers. This is smooth, so it wipes off easy, whereas your finger, gets stuck in your fingerprints. So, all right, let's see. Where do we want to start? Probably with this gap here. So, all right, we have our caulk, and I like to take 2 paper towels, and I get these nice and wet with water. This is for the excess caulk. You can get this started. You know, you have to get the caulk out to the tip of the gun. So you see it's coming out there. And I keep this off to the side. And I'll fold this a bunch of times as I'm caulking. You'll see as I wipe. So like I was saying, you want to keep this end, this angled end, sort of parallel to what you're caulking. Maybe just tip back just a hair. And we're going to start here in our corner. We're going to go real slow until we see the caulk start to come out. And we're going to move as we squeeze. If you stop squeezing, you need to pause the gun. Okay, so we have our bead there. Now you're going to want to hit this button. You see we still have a little bit of caulk coming out. You hit that, it pulls this back, and it takes pressure off of the caulk. So now I can take my rag, I can wipe this off, set it down. You don't want to drip caulk all over either your shop or your client's house or anywhere. So we have our bead. Now we're going to spritz it with water. So this is a water-based caulk. If I was to squeeze this, it would get all over both sides. If we put water on it, it's not going to stick to the water. So it's only going to stick where it is right now. So we spritz it. This is not my preferred bottle. It's coming out a little bit heavy. It's a little bit too much water, but I also like to wet my finger either on this rag or I could spray it like this, or you can lick your fingers if you want. It's really only good for the first swipe, and then you're eating your caulking. So I stick my finger in there. I'm really pushing in there. And I'm going to wipe away the excess. And now this is going to go here. And see with the glove, I have a nice clean finger. And you keep your hands clean, or at least try to. And you're going to work around. So we can come here next, and you may have to rework your corners where you have two beads of caulk meeting, but you can see how smooth it gets with the water. You know, it really helps smooth it out. And, we filled that really well. This big stretch, it stretches so much that you don't need as much caulking because it'll stretch. You don't need to really cover it up with this huge bead of caulk. Really nice. So we'll just caulk a couple more here, and you can pick up on the technique. So we have this back band here. Come in. You want to make sure that, where you're caulking is clean so you don't have any dust in there. All right, little spritz, wet our finger. You can see how much comes off. It's really a game of putting on and taking off most of it, but all of this that rolled over onto my finger, if this wasn't wet, it would be stuck all over both sides. And it's really hard to clean off, and to clean it off, you're gonna ruin this nice bead that you've already made, so you definitely wanna use water. Yeah, let's caulk a couple more. Got a gap here between our base cap and flat stock. We're going to apply a bead of caulk. We're going to spritz it with water. Wipe it off. So there you have it. We're all caulked in. I'm sure you can see the difference. Nice tight gaps now. So when you paint this up, it's going to look beautiful. You're not going to have any of those black lines. And with the big stretch caulk, in the wintertime when everything shrinks, it's not going to crack. It's not going to open up. Or if you're building a new home, when your framing material shrinks, you're not going to have cracks around all of your trim. It's really that simple. It's just a little bit of good product, good technique, and a little bit of patience, and it takes your job from just, ordinary to extraordinary, as corny as that sounds. You can see the difference as it looked before to as it looks now. So if you're still watching, you're gonna get to find out about this free box of sealant that we were talking about. So this is a product box that comes from Sashco, And this is a sort of an affiliate program with John and I. So if you're a pro, you can head to the link in the description and get this box of sealant for free. This is like an $80 value. We'll pop it open here. It's going to arrive to you just like this. Pop it open and show you what you can get. These are all products that we use. So inside of this box, we have Big Stretch, which we just used. Great all-around caulk for trim, things like that. Exact Color. This I use a lot. If you want to see a video about this, let us know. This is a color match caulk. So anytime we do a custom color, we make up at least one tube of this sealant. It's a color match, so you take either paint or stain, you mix it with this base and a thickener, and then you have a perfectly color match caulk. So there's no more using an almond on a cream color and they don't match exactly, or trying to find a blue caulk. This will match it exactly. We use this on every single project. Have the Clean Seal. So this is a kitchen and bath caulking. It has active enzymes, so it keeps the mold and mildew off of it. We've all seen white caulk with black mold on it. This will not mold. We used this recently in a salon where they have leaky sinks and no callbacks, so that's really good. Lexel. This is a crazy, crazy sticky product. Sticks to wet surfaces. Like they say, tough elastic sealant for every job. And it sticks to basically anything. This is another one that's mildew resistant. Have Through the Roof for roof leaks. Everybody's got those. Well, hopefully not, but we all get them from time to time. And Moreflex, this is for repairing stucco, concrete, mortar, stuff like that. They're going to send you some goodies like this wide caulking tube or nozzle, and some some literature here. So if you're interested in trying out Sashco products, definitely go follow the link, fill it out, and you can get all this stuff for free. Like I said, it's like $80 worth of sealants and caulking material. This is how I got into Sashco years ago, is I got one of these boxes and now it's all I buy. So I would definitely check it out. Really great product. Big Stretch comes in all of these colors, so they really cover all of the bases. Really good product, something that we use all the time. So hopefully you guys learned a little bit about caulking. If you have any questions about any of this process or anything else, be sure to leave a comment down below. We'll talk to you next week.